Trees. Minecraft has lots of them, and they're pretty good looking. But lots of Minecrafters over the years have used their building skills to improve on trees, and even make some of their own. So I decided I'm going to try to teach myself to make custom trees of my own. Part of my journey of becoming a better Minecrafter is also learning to do time lapses. So, for the 3 trees I'm making, I'm going to time lapse them, then go back into first person to show the finished product of each. The first tree I made was an oak tree. The first thing I made looked more like a stick than a tree, so I got rid of that and started over. I went for a wider base with some logs to act as roots in the grass. I made some branches and then started adding in leaves. One of the branches started looking a little bit ugly, so I tried taking it away and it made the tree look so much better. After I finished adding in the oak leaves, I went back and peppered in some azalea just for some change of color and texture. Finally, I added in some vines and moss carpet to finish the tree. The next tree I made was more of a shrub, and honestly, it was more to just take a break and prepare for what was next. The big project I wanted to take on was a blossoming tree. My first try wasn't going well, so I just went ahead and decided to start over. I wanted to make a whole scene this time, and I had an idea for the shape of the tree branches based on some pictures I found of real trees off of Google. At first, the one branch I made was a little big, so I decided to make it a little bit smaller. I tried adding in some fence posts this time, and they ended up looking pretty good. The first thing I added for blossoms was some pink wool. I kept the cherry blossoms more sparse than the oak leaves because I wanted to show the branches, and I also wanted to try and make the tree look a little bit more natural. After I added in the wool, I decided to add in some pink concrete powder, and also some purple wool. After I had the tree complete, I started making my scene. My idea was to make a path with a bench, so I added in a path, and then I tried to make a fancy bench, but I couldn't figure it out, so I went with a simple bench instead. I added in some flowers, then I textured the grass with some azalea, moss, and flowering azalea to look like fallen blossoms. So now with our 3 trees done, let's hop back into first person and take an actual look at all 3 of the trees. Okay, so here we are back in first person, and I just kind of wanted to take a quick look around each one of the trees just to kind of see what we ended up doing. I went with the moss carpet down at the bottom of this oak tree. I have the logs as roots, and then I have some vines going up to make it look a little bit like an older tree. I added in some azalea in addition to the oak leaves so that it could add a little bit of texture and just a little bit of different greenery, so it wasn't all kind of one note. The second tree that I went with was this shrub. This can kind of just go anywhere, and it's really simple to make. It's literally just an oak fence post, and then if you just spiral up the different leaves, you end up with something that looks kind of nice. But what I'm really proud of is this, the cherry blossom tree, which I think came out looking almost perfect. I'm really happy with it. I love that some of the branches are still exposed. I really enjoy the texturing that I actually did at the bottom here of the grass, even though that's not part of the tree itself. I think it really adds to the scene. Having all the different textures on the tree really brings it to life, and even adding a little bit of different color almost kind of adds like some shadow in there as well. The path looks really cool. The bench, looks nice. And yeah, it just ended up being like a whole scene. So that's going to do it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you really enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. My name has been Watchmaker, and I will see you next time. Bye.